everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Powerful Stuff. It's your host, Meredith Baker, here to guide you on the inner and outer connection so you can connect more powerfully to yourself and others in a quick, cheeky, powerful 20 to 30 minutes. Let's do this. Let's just dive in today. So, today is all about a full moon ritual. We all know the full moon, it comes every month. We howl at it, we let shit go. We feel cleansed under the moon's energy, its aura. We're dancing in the moonlight. And this episode is going to be a full moon ceremony that you can return to whenever there is a full moon. How powerful is that? And also, maybe if you just need to cultivate that full moon energy of letting shit go. 2 weeks ago, I let you all do with me, which was a huge honor, by the way, the new moon ceremony, which is all about planting new seeds every new moon. So how great is it that we get to do the full moon ceremony together now? And tomorrow I'm actually doing a full moon ceremony on the actual full moon, May 12th, with all the women from the Upgrade and Upgrade women and friends of past and present. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to actually do this ritual that I'm about to do with you today. So you guys get a little sneak peek. We get to do it virtually. How freaking sweet is that? So I'll just speak about this moon specifically, but I won't spend too much time on it. So we can dive into the generic full moon experience, which you can use for any full moon, because each full moon, sometimes it's like the blood full moon or the pink full moon or the super moon. And it's like, the basic premise of all of these is kind of reflecting on what we want to shed at the end of this month. And even if you don't make a lot of time for meditation each month, or each week or each day, it's a nice time in the month to kind of reflect on what you've released and what you're ready to call in. It's kind of like an energetic hygiene cleanse, if you will. So this moon in particular is the Scorpio full moon. So bringing the heat, a lot of energy. It's all about releasing emotional baggage and really like clearing out the things that have kind of been like triggering or gnawing at us in the name of emotional release, and actually making space to step into the vision that we know we're ready to claim. And regardless of this being the Scorpio full moon, I just think that that's a great option that we have in any given moment in time, that we can always choose that. We can always choose to let things go, let them be alchemized, and step into that next version of ourselves. So the first step in this full moon ceremony is preparing your space, making it sacred. So maybe you get some crystals around you. Maybe if you get to go outside, you can charge them under the moon, as we like to do. I'm going full Venice girlies on you here. And even if you don't believe in all of the crystal stuff, I always say it's just like fun, like even if you don't believe it, but you kind of put the intention around it, it's like placebo effect or mind over matter. It's just fun. So we're just going to have some fun with it. So prepare your space, prepare your sacred altar. Maybe you get your crystals. Maybe you get a photo of your inner child. Maybe you have some sage or Palo Santo that you light to open the space, or you can light a candle. This is really beautiful to also do with friends. And if you don't have any of these things, maybe you just clear your space and you make it feel really beautiful, and you turn some lights off and you spray some nice room mist. So whatever it is, just kind of opening the portal. And we'll go ahead and just open the space by taking 3 deep breaths. So taking a deep breath in through your nose, open mouth, exhale, sigh it out, releasing the last month. Second breath in, coming into this moment right here together as we sit under the wisdom of this full moon. Exhale it out. And then third and deepest breath in to really open the portal of this full moon, its wisdom and what we're ready to release and receive. Exhale that out. Beautiful. So as you open your eyes with the full moon, it's always great to reflect on what we're ready to shed. So what fears have been keeping me small this month, and why have they been coming up? Like, what are the fears that are keeping me small, or the beliefs, right? It could be a belief. It could be a trigger that you keep letting trigger you without shifting your behavior. So what are the beliefs or fears that are keeping me small this month? And how are they showing up? So just doing kind of an audit of that, right? Writing them all down. How are they showing up and how are they keeping me small? And just acknowledging it without attaching yourself too much to it. Just kind of like, let's take this honest audit. And the more honest we can be, the more we can actually clear out. And when you're writing this, you can pause this recording at any point in time as I give you a journaling prompt. When you're writing this, also kind of just let your pen not leave the paper. I call it subconscious journaling of like, I fear that I'll be forgotten if I don't do XYZ. I fear that I don't belong. I fear that da 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 da. How is it keeping me small? Once you write it all out, then acknowledging kind of like, what is the cost if I continue to carry this? What is the cost of holding these beliefs? Like if I zoom out 10 years from now, if I zoom out 20 years from now, if I zoom out 60 years from now, what is the cost if I keep holding on to these things? Like this month, it can feel kind of small and okay that I kind of let it drag on, but what is the cost if I don't shift it? So, and those can always be a little zinger, ooh, like I rob myself of joy. I rob myself of that feeling of belonging. If I plan on having kids, like I rob myself of them seeing their parent who's like super empowered in this belief and getting to kind of pass it on to the next generation in an embodied way. It cost me like not sharing these gifts with the world in XYZ ways. So now that we've acknowledged the cost, the last thing we'll do is just acknowledge the gratitude. Why are you grateful for this thing? Why did it have to happen or kind of stir the pot up until this point in time to bring you to where you need to be to learn that lesson, to let the thing go? So maybe you're just like, I'm grateful that, this person, that this triggered me. Maybe you were comparing yourself to someone, for example. I'm grateful that this triggered me because I am inspired now to take action on the thing that I've been doing, that I haven't been doing, that they've been doing in their own life or their own career. So just kind of ending it with gratitude. Like, why did it have to happen this way? What are you grateful for? What is the lesson? And when you're writing all of this, just kind of like starting to feel that gratitude that softens that grip or that heaviness and allows you to almost feel like you're dislodging it from your body. So after you get done writing, what is the fear? How is it holding me back? Or the belief? What is the cost? And why am I grateful for it? Then my recommendation is to rip it out of your notebook if you can. And I should have told you this at the beginning so you could plan accordingly, but rip it out of your notebook if you can. And I personally, in a very safe environment, like to get a metal bowl, rip it into shreds, and like light it on fire. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's a nice somatic, cathartic release. So you can do that, or you can kind of like light it on fire in the sink. Or, you know what, if you're like, this fire thing is stressing me out, you can flush it down the toilet. And maybe you want to kind of stomp on it first. Maybe you want to stomp on it and scream and just go like, ah, and just like feel all of those beliefs getting out of your body. Maybe you want to pull them out, whatever you want to do, but kind of somatically getting them out, ripping it up, lighting it on fire in a safe and contained way, flushing it down the toilet, putting it in the trash. And after you've cleansed it, just taking a moment, just take another few breaths to feel that space that's been created, all that you've kind of been holding from this old belief. Breathing it in, exhale, thanking yourself for letting it go. Another deep breath in. Exhale, thanking yourself for letting it go. And one more time, deep breath in. Exhale, deepest thanks in your heart for letting it go. And as you now feel this spaciousness, the beauty is that you can ask yourself, what like seed do I want to plant next? What dream am I ready to act on now that this clear canvas has been created? And maybe it's just a feeling. Maybe it's tapping into joy. Maybe it's carving out space for more play in your life. But what do I want to do with this new blank canvas that I've now created? What do I want to replace those old beliefs with? And maybe you can even literally think of the old beliefs and what would the opposite be, and how can you cultivate that? Like if the old belief was I don't belong, Maybe it's like, okay, I want to replace that with I do belong. And here's ways that I'm going to act on it this month. I'm going to proactively invite a person over for dinner and ask them to invite someone else I don't know, as an example. Or if I'm releasing a belief of scarcity, I want to call in a belief of abundance. And maybe abundance is like treating a friend to a coffee on a walk tomorrow, or looking at my bank account and saying thank you for, the last few transactions that I've both, received and given. So whatever it might be, just writing down, like, what am I ready to create and replace this with? And just taking time to journal on that. And really tapping into the feeling of spaciousness when you do it without being attached to the outcome of it, but just imagine like the full moon charging you. Imagine it charging you as you write, like the moon energy is coming through your crown onto the paper, and you're finding all of these like beautiful, inspired actions that you want to take as you think about what you want to create next. And as you do that, really kind of like how we acknowledged like the cost of the other things, on the flip side of this full moon, I want you to acknowledge like the possibility. So what is the possibility if I do these things, or if I take these leaps? What is the greatest possibility? That I find unconditional, earth-shattering love, that I end up like being a speaker on this thing that I was always so passionate about. Just taking a few moments to write out like the possibility after you've visioned on what you want to create next. Okay. So you can pause that if you need more time. And otherwise, we'll go into our meditation. So we've already done so many deep breaths, but we'll do one to drop us in, breathing in, reaching your arms up to the sky like you're touching the full moon with your fingertips. And as you exhale, bring both hands down to heart center. Relax your hands to your knees, taking a deep breath in. Imagining the energy of the moon coming down through your crown, connecting you to the universal around you. Another breath, breathing in the energy from the moon, flushing it down to your third eye, connecting you to your intuition. Another breath in, breathing, reaching up to the moon. Exhale, bringing it down to your throat, clearing out any blocks so you're able to speak your clearest truth. Breathing another breath in. Exhale, pulling that moon energy down to your heart, clearing any blocks in your heart, feeling more deeply connected to yourself and others around you. Another deep breath in, breathing in the power of the moon, sending it down to your navel, connecting you to your personal power, that radiance that is the unshakable you. Another breath in, breathing it in all the way touching the moon. Exhale, bringing it down to your hips, awakening you to your creativity, your sensuality. Another breath in, breathing all the way up to the moon and all the way to your root chakra, the end of your tailbone, your sits bone, your hips rooted in the earth, connecting the moon energy to that solid foundation, letting you know you are so safe, you are so held. Taking a few breaths like this, breathing in from the root, all the way from Earth's core, breathing up to the moon energy. Exhale, flushing the moon energy down through your whole body. Breathing in, feeling the earth lift you in your solid foundation. Exhale, flushing with the moon's glow. One more time, breathing in. Exhale, flushing with the moon's glow. And as you're in this inner state, imagining that you yourself are on the beach under the moon. And you're hearing the waves crash gently on the shore. And you're feeling the spaciousness of the things that you're ready to let go of. We already released them. But just one more breath in, acknowledging them. And as you exhale, feeling them all leave your body, being washed away by these waves. One more time in. And exhale, truly letting every last molecule of the things you're releasing go with so much grace, feeling them return to the circle of life of energy around you. And in this clear state under the moon, asking the moon for a message, of what you're ready to step into next. Trusting whatever it says or however it comes to you. Starting to pulse with this message. Asking the moon to show you a glimpse of the you who acts on this intuition. Feeling into the power of that you who already knows that it is destiny, it is done. And then asking that future you, what is the perfect next step to do this? What is the perfect thing that you can do this week to step into that? Trusting that, and as you trust that and you feel the clarity of what you're ready to step into, getting another glimpse of how it ripples out beyond you and positively impacts those around you, whether it's your family or your friends, and how by you acting on this, it sets this beautiful butterfly effect in the most beautiful way to unfold around you. Feeling it touch the hearts of those that you love and even those that you find difficult. And as you come to this peace and this loving awareness of what you're ready to step into with so much gratitude for what was, looking down next to you and seeing a bow and arrow with a piece of paper next to it. And on the piece of paper, you grab a pen that's also laying there and you write your deepest wish and your heart's desire on this path, on this journey. Writing that wish on this piece of paper, feeling it light up like gold, and then placing the piece of paper at the tip of the bow, grabbing the arrow, shooting it up to the moon, seeing it turn into a million flecks of stardust, coating the moon, setting this wish into motion as you've completely released expectation of the when or the how around it. Knowing that it is done, you're able to breathe an even deeper sigh of relief, breathing it in. Exhale, letting it go. One more time, breathing it in. And exhale, returning to this space in this moment. As you softly open your eyes, go back to your journal and just write down, kind of like we already did the larger visioning, but write down, what is my wish and what's one step that I can take to activate it this week. Just writing it down. And if you have a friend that you're doing this full moon ceremony with, voicing it out loud to them and then asking them how you can help support them in their wish. And even if you're not doing it with a friend, as I've said on other Powerful Stuff episodes, reaching out and texting a friend of like, what is their dream right now and how can you support? Because that supercharges our dreams as we're also taking aligned action toward our dreams. So writing it down, actually doing the thing, holding yourself accountable, and reaching out to a friend and ask how you can honor them in their wish. And now as we close this full moon ceremony, just looking at the moon or visioning it in your mind's eye, maybe bringing your hands to your third eye, feeling the energy of the moon, connect with your third eye, connect with the inner moon, the inner wisdom that always knows. Thanking the moon for its energy, its wisdom, its cleansing energy. And then if you have a candle, you can blow it out with this wish, trusting that it's already unfolding. You can sage or Palo Santo, and you can pull a card for this moon of what do I need to know for this full moon if you have your deck of tarot cards. And otherwise, you can just do some snapping to clear the energy as a way to close the portal, saying it is done. Congratulations. We did this full moon ceremony in under 20 minutes. What? Time is suspended when we are together, my dear listener friend. And I'm so excited to hear what came up for you in this full moon. You can return to this recording at any moon, at any time. And I will see you next week for more powerful stuff. Hey, you. Thank you for coming on this powerful journey with me. I hope it was as powerful for you as it was for me. And if it was, it would mean the world to me if you rate, review, and subscribe to Powerful Stuff so I can keep bringing you the goods. We can keep going on this transformative journey together. And if there's powerful stuff that you want to share with me, with the Powerful Stuff community, tag us on Instagram at That's Powerful Stuff or the Meredith Baker. And I look forward to seeing you next week for more Powerful